Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have reached the final part in our color along in Fairytopia by Mysticart Mirrors, and my camera was so out of focus for this last bit. I don't know why. So we don't have much to go, but I started using my Mungyo chalk pastels to do the background. I scraped mine off with a paper clip because even at my age, I don't trust myself with sharp objects. And that's pretty much all I'm doing here, using a dark green at the top and then a lighter green at the bottom. So now I'm going to do the sunburst effect, or what I'll call it. And I'm taking my stencil and I'm using the hexagon shape, I guess you call it. And I'm taking my electric sharpener and I'm just lining it up, seeing where I want my sunburst or my sun rays or my lens flares, whatever you want to call it, just seeing where I would like it. And my stencil has different sizes, so it makes it really easy to create this effect. I have done it before and I think it's really effective and it looks really cool. And I'm going to work on a way to perfect it because I feel like I can make it better. But for this one, we're just going to go ahead and do this how I previously have done it in another page. And it's really easy. All you do is just erase out the shape. And you pretty much have your lens flare or your sunburst effect. And that's all there is to it. Sorry, I am a bit off of the page here, but I'm just erasing out my shape. I was just zoomed in enough, well, too much, where you couldn't see the very bottom half of the page. And here at the top, I'm just lining up my shapes, and it looks like I'm doing some serious arithmetic geometry right here because I'm really measuring it, and I'm using my electric eraser to measure. And it's just because I want it to be in the straightest line possible so that they can look like they connect or that they make sense, so that they're not too off. But it's not a big deal if you make it a little off, but I just want to make sure that mine aligns somewhat correctly. And again, apologies that I'm off. I'm out of frame because I was zoomed in a little bit too much. So this is pretty much what you end up with, your little sunburst or your lens flare. And it looks faint with the colors, but it's supposed to, because that's how it should look, in my opinion, for it to be effective. So now I'm going to take my super tips and I'm just picking 3 greens. I think they're the same greens that I've used in some of the leaves on my fairy already. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw some blades of grass. And when you draw your grass, you don't want to go straight up and down because that's not how grass is naturally. You want to make them bend and curve and go in different directions. And I kind of cut this off because my camera was out of focus towards the right side of the page, so I didn't do the entire grass on camera. But essentially it's the same thing. You're just going to keep playing around with it and filling your grass with different greens or the same green if you want, and you're just going to do the swipe motion upwards and just try to bend and curve and go in different directions when you make your grass. Now I'm going to take my big intensity pen, Sharpie pen. I call them all Sharpie pens. It just has a fine tip and it's black. And I love these because I always use these for fine details like eyebrows, eyelashes, and just to darken some black, because a lot of the time black is not truly black in our color books. So that's all I'm doing here with my Sharpie pen. You can do this with a colored pencil just has to be really sharp. Sometimes I just have a little bit of a rough time with them because they don't want to go over the wax when you've put a bunch of wax layers down from coloring your picture. But you just have to clean it off, and that's what I do here a little bit, and then you'll be good to go. Now I'm going to just use my Posca to whiten her eyes. And this says it's a 1M, but it has a felt tip. So, not sure. Because my other Poscas say 1M and they're finer than this. So, I'm not really sure. But I'm just going to use my Posca to just go ahead and add some finishing touches to my antlers and her hair, and just go about the page and see where I would like to just add some Posca. While I was adding the Posca to her antlers, I was thinking of putting some on the pine cones because then they could look like snow-capped pine cones or frosted pine cones, and you could totally do that. And I think if you wanted to make this picture a Christmas picture like I thought about doing, that would be so perfect. But I'm not going to add any frost or snow or anything to my pine cones this go round, but I really think that's a cool idea. Now with my same Posca, I'm just going to go ahead and make my feathers more feathery. I really like doing this. I don't know, it's really fun when I get the opportunity to do it on a page. And the tone tan paper is already tone tan, obviously. So I don't really put a base down for when I create feathers on this paper. I let the paper be the base. You could totally add a color in the background for a base and then go over with your Posca, because I've thought about doing that on this page and then I changed my mind and was like, nah, I'm just going to leave it. So, do what you want. But I'm just going to take my Posca and I'm just going to do flicking motions to create my feather effect. And I just do it until I get the opacity that I would like and cover up the black lines as much as I want or to my satisfaction. And then I just continue from there. So my camera went blurry for me doing more of the feathers, so I just cut the rest out. You didn't miss much. It's pretty much the same thing that I had started out doing, flicking motion, making feathers. And here I'm taking my yellow Posca and I am just popping in some color on those little circular, I don't know if they were berries or what, pollen, I don't know, but that's just what I'm doing with my yellow Posca. And you could do it with the white Posca, you could do it with any color you would like, but I'm choosing yellow because I already have touches of yellow in the page. With my white Posca, I am just clearly out of the frame, but I am just making some swirly hairlines just to add some, I don't know, something something to the hair, spice it up, jazz it up a little bit. And I don't know, I just think it looks cool. So that's what I like to do. So as you can see, I did the feathers off camera, didn't miss much, and I'm just making a little flower earring for her. I had some type of fuzz on the end of my Posca, so I'm just cleaning that off. But I thought that I would just draw a cute little flower earring because, I don't know, just because. And it will match the little flowers that I'm going to draw in some of the grass at the bottom of the page. And I just thought that it would be a cute addition and it'll just make everything tie together. Here at the bottom where we have the grass, I'm just drawing little daisy flowers or whatever these little flowers are. I don't know. I'm just drawing some here and there just to add something interesting to the bottom of the page in the grass, and because it matches her earring and because it's cute, and maybe she picked one of these flowers from the grass and made it an earring because she's a fairy and she lives in the forest. I don't know. Y'all know I make up stories, but that's just what I'm doing down here. You don't have to do it. And then with my yellow Posca, I'm just making dots like little pollen spores, pretty much like how she has already in her hair. And I was, again, too zoomed in, but that's what I'm doing down here if you can't see. So now I'm taking stickers. It's sticker time. My favorite thing to do if I can do it on a single-sided image or a PDF. And I'm going to use the color Sunflower, which is this one here. And because I have yellow kind of already in the page, I'm going to incorporate these yellow gold stickles in the little berry-shaped circles that's in her hair and on her face. And I just think they'll look so nice and so pretty and so glittery. So that's what I'm choosing to do. I know some people don't like glitter and don't like stickles and whatnot, and I'm surprised there are people who don't like stickles because they're so amazing. But you know, if you don't like them, you could totally skip this step. But I'm taking black diamond now and I'm just popping some on the page here and there on some of those black little buds. I don't know what it is. And then she has some in her hair, so I'm just putting stickles where I would like, trying not to go stickles to the death like I so totally can very easily. But you know, I'm just trying to have some type of taste level and just put the stickles where I like. Now I'm taking glossy accents and I'm just going to put some on her lips, her eyes, and I don't really remember where else I put them because I'm recording this as a voiceover and I finished this page not too long ago, so I should remember, but you know that CRS. So I'm just popping the glossy accents on here where I would like to add something interesting. And I've just been adding more stickles because why not? So I'm definitely going to put some stickles in her hair because she's a fairy. So why shouldn't she have nice, sparkly, glittery hair? You know, why not? And then I'm definitely going to put some on the feathers. And I'm going to be a little bit of a kindergartner and finger paint my stinkles, my stickles. Finger paint my stickles on the feathers. So this is the end result of this picture. So if you followed along, I hope you had as much fun as I did coloring this. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I always have fun coloring Mysticart mirrors. So hopefully you took something away from it, or you just enjoyed the color along. Either way, thank you for watching. Hope you're taking care out there in the world, finding happiness where you can, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Take care.